Hey, welcome back to the Rusty Mark Garage. Got to get back on that Jeep. Got a bunch of stuff to do. Today is John Deere Day. Yes, John Deere green. Just like Joe Diffie on the water tower. She painted it in John Deere green. I wanted to share some things with you on some of the reasons why I like John Deere equipment. This is a 2006 3320 John Deere front wheel assist R4 tires. I bought this new, the front end loader and a 72-inch finish mower, which I don't have anymore. I sold it because I don't need it anymore because I bought a zero turn. Anyway, I bought this tractor new. Actually had 5 hours on it. Bought it in 2008. It was still brand new. It was a carryover. It's something they never did sell. But anyway, it's got about 1,200 hours on it now, and you can tell the wear and tear on the seat. I got to get that replaced sometime. Love this thing. It's been well maintained. I do need to change the hydraulic screen and fluid and do all that. I change the oil regularly and all that. I have a quick hitch on the back of it, which I bought later, and I like that, where you can just release it, drop it, pick it up, whatever. I've used this thing all the time for around the yard, dirt work, done a lot of dirt work, tilling, moving gravels. I've got a box blade, a grater blade, sprayer, all kinds of attachments for it. But it's been a real nice rig. As you can tell, I've used it pretty good, and so I've had it for 15 years. I had to replace, finally had to replace one of my front end hydraulic hoses for the front bucket. Had busted one, and it was my fault because I let it, see that zip tie right there, I let it rub the tire and it rubbed a hole in it. That was my own fault. But I used nothing but John Deere oil in it, as I do all my equipment. That's John Deere. I just believe in doing that, and I'm going to explain a little more about that in a minute. Excuse me. So I use that. I've had people ask me, man, how hard is it to take that stuff off? I mean, it looks like that would be a hassle. And I'm like, I have no idea, because I've never taken that off. I use that front bucket all the time. It is never in my way. And I'll show you some things I've done to it. One of the first things I welded on it was a hook. I put that on there, lift up stuff, equipment, vehicles on the, lift the front end up, whatever. Handy. I've got to re-weld this. It's cracked a little bit right there. That's a solid shaft. And I use that to move trailers around. 16-foot dovetails, I've got a few of them, and you just pick them up. If you need to mow around them, you just pick it up, move it out of your way. I've got to straighten this up a little bit. It's supposed to be out this way here a little bit more. But anyway, that's what I pick up my garbage can with and take it to the street, so the garbage truck pick it up. So you can pick that up. It's got that metal bar on it. You just pick it up and carry it. So I just got it rigged the way I like it, different things. And I noticed this earlier. I did pressure wash this. I got to ask my son what happened here, because that looks like a stick hit my shield. I'm going to have to look into that, and that has bent that a little bit. Interesting, Joseph. So real handy to have. I love my little tractor. I've used it at deer camp mowing. I got a bush hog and just all kinds of stuff. Next we have I bought this new 2015 a Z665 zero turn. I would love to be able to upgrade, but man, the price of these things have really went up. But this one still runs great. It's got a 24 horse Kawasaki engine and 60-inch mower on it, and you can tell it's kind of busted up and got me some makeshift cup holders right there. What's crazy about this is, you know, they got the cup holders right down here, but if you're per mowing, you got to get off. You throw your stick over there and you bump it, especially if it's a big cup. And I did wash these up a little bit yesterday. They need to get clean. And the maintenance, you know, just keeping it cleaned up, the grass washed out of it, grease your pulleys on your, grease your alamites on your pulleys and stuff. I use nothing but John Deere oil. I go to John Deere Place, and you can buy a tune-up kit for whatever John Deere mower you have, and it comes with spark plugs, fuel filter, oil, and a air cleaner. And I do that once a year, and I've had very good luck out of doing that. And you can tell it's banged up a little bit back here. It is very used, and but it's the life of it. And that leads us to this little gem. And it is a 99 model LX277. Yes, a 1999 model. I bought this brand new back in 1999. And it looks rough. It has mowed a lot of yards. And so when I got ready to buy a zero turn, this one's still running good. And it's a 48-inch deck, but I wanted a zero turn for faster and all that kind of fun stuff. And just to update. But this one's still running good, so I gave this one to my daughter, and I have used nothing but John Deere oil in it. Here's a tune-up kit I'm fixing to do on the LX277 and a set of blades. That's a LG 195, and that covers a lot of different tractors right there. But listen, you do that once a year, and you will get long life out of it. This is a 17 horse twin cylinder Kawasaki engine. You know, the hood's all gone and they got busted, and it lasted a long time, man. And it finally it busted on me one time when I was servicing it, and I'm like, you know, it's plastic, it's bound to happen. I still have it, but we just decided to take it off. And so anyway, you can tell the paint is peeled off the deck. There is no rust hose, that's just surface rust. Those decks are very thick. They're built very well. Now, I can't say that for the John Deeres that at Lowe's or someplace else. I can just tell you at the mowers you buy at the John Deere store, the John Deere Place, are second to none. Now, I believe, I don't know, but I believe the other ones at Lowe's and stuff are cheaper versions of John Deere. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I've been told. But that right there is that mower is 25 years old. You know, how many people can tell you that their old Craftsman or their old Cub Cadet or their old Toro is 25 years old? There might be a few out there. I'm not saying there's not. But the life of these John Deere mowers is maintenance. and I believe in using John Deere oil in them. And once a year, there's been a tune-up kit put in this mower. That's how it was serviced, once a year. I even think I think that's the third battery I put on it in 25 years, third or fourth. Believe it or not, the first battery, which was a John Deere battery, I got 10 years out of that battery. That is unheard of. And I'll tell you what I do to my mowers. Besides the once a year tune-up kit, and of course run non-ethanol fuel in it. That's a big plus. That's a big factor, non-ethanol fuel. But during the wintertime, when you're not using these things and they're just setting up, you need to go out there once or twice a month. Crank it up, let it warm up for just a little bit, run at about half throttle, and just let it sit out there and run for an hour, 2 hours. It's not going to hurt it, because what you're doing is you're circulating fresh fuel through the carburetor, you're circulating lubricant oil in the motor, and you're charging your battery all at the same time. So during the winter, do that, and it's easier on your motor. It's better for your charging system and everything to let that thing run and charge up and revitalize itself. I like to do it. I really like to do it twice a month. In the winter, it could be 15 degrees outside or whatever. Crank it up and let it run. That's with any engine, any gasoline engine that that you don't use for a long time, like a generator, anything like that. A tiller, running that fresh fuel through it, lubricating the engine, charging the system, if it's electric start. And it's so much better on them. And I believe that's why I've had good luck out of batteries and mowers and all that, is because you just need to run them even when they're not being used, even when it's not in season. Run them and just let it sit out there and run for an hour or two, half throttle, and do that twice a month. I believe it makes a big difference. But this is the original engine. I don't know if I mentioned that. This is the original engine. I have not even had a valve cover off of it. I've done nothing except tune-up kits, spark plugs, oil, fuel filter, air filter. That's all I've ever done to it, and a battery. And of course belts. You're going to have belts. And it's got Allen mites on the deck. Keep those greased, front end, keep it greased. There is one thing I did to it, I forgot. I broke a tie rod, and as you can tell right there, and I had to re-weld that on with a washer, and I'm like, okay, that'll get me by for a while. I was in a pinch. I needed it fixed, and that was 7 or 8 years ago, and I never have replaced it. It's still going. Just good old solid mowers. I know people that's got the older John Deeres that's got the metal hood and all that are still running. I don't know all the details, but I know there's a bunch of them out there. But man, this LX277 has really been I think it was, I wasn't making very good money back then when I bought it either. I'd went through a couple of Craftsman, and I'd get a year, and I maintain them, but I'd get like a year, maybe 2 years out of a brand new Craftsman. They're just junk. The decks are thin. After a year, they mow crappy. And then I had a 1.5 year old Craftsman that had a Kohler engine on it, blew up, and I changed oil and everything in it, and it just blew up. I'm like, I'm tired of jacking with this stuff. And I think I paid like $4,500 or something like that. for this mower, and it's been worth every penny. I mean, to get 25 years, and it has mowed every season, and it's mowed some big yards, and you know, some little ones, but it's done a lot of mowing. I've even taken that to deer camp and mow the camp area where it's rocky, but there's grass with the deck all the way up, and you know, just to knock the tall grass down. I mean, it's just such a good mower, and it has served me so well. I never can. I could probably never get rid of it, because it's kind of like, you know, part of the family. I've had it for so long. Maybe I'll run across a good hood one of these days and put a hood on it, make it look a little bit better, because it deserves it. It's really served me well. So, firm believer, John Deere oil. Use John Deere oil, John Deere parts, and you get long life. And so far, I've gotten good service out of that one. Still going strong. I've got these in here because I'm fixing to service this one, change the oil and the fluids and tune-up kit, and putting the blades on it. I'm gonna sharpen the blades on that one. That one's already been serviced. It's ready to go. And I brought this in here because I use that hook to lift the mower up, so I get underneath there and work on it with a jack stand, safety. I do have a jack stand down there, but it's easier just to yank the thing up with a tractor and do your thing. So anyway, John Deere video, folks, and I love John Deere stuff, and everything has served me well, and that's why I keep buying John Deere stuff. And yep, it's high, but you get what you pay for. And down in the South, got John Deere dealerships. They're great. You get parts, you know. Yep, parts are high, on everything. Parts are high, but I like having minimal problems, and that's why I like John Deere equipment, because I maintain it, and it works hard for me, you know, and it has for years and years. So that's my John Deere video, and for the Rusty Mark. So even though I'm out here playing in the shop and I got mechanic stuff to do and old cars and stuff to play with, you still got to mow the yard and do some other big jobs. And when it comes to equipment, this is what I believe in, John Deere green. So hey, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit that thumbs up and ring that bell for me. And we will see. I'll just set a record. This is the second video today. If you haven't seen it, I just did a video on the blue and white 74 Chevy. That video, just did it a while ago. And so I wanted to make one on the John Deere video. And I'm fixing to take care of all this and work on that Wrangler. So, and there's more videos to that Wrangler coming up. So y'all stay tuned, like, subscribe, ring the bell. And whenever I put a new video up, you'll catch it. So we'll see y'all next time, and y'all have a great weekend, and God bless.